All right, we live? Coming at you live. Great Tesla song. Look it up. I know you got a lot of free time right now. Welcome to opening day. This is the virtual demo series by Rhino Toolhouse. We're going to be doing this for the next 8 weeks, every day at 1 o'clock Central, 2 o'clock Eastern. So hopefully we can enlighten your mood and bring you some new technology so that when we're past this craziness in the world right now, you'll have something to look forward to and implement within your factories. I just want to address the COVID-19 situation. Obviously, it's devastating to a lot of us. A lot of you are at home right now, isolation at home, and we hope that you're safe and that your family's safe. We're thinking about you. Our customers are so important to us. And not only that, but we're taking care of our own family, our own employees as well. We're self-distancing, and we're following all the CDC recommended actions with wipe downs and hand sanitizers and washing our hands. So with that being said, it's opening day. My name is Chip Paulson. I'm the Executive Vice President of Rhino Toolhouse. This is Jonathan Paul, AKA JP. And I'm holding this baseball because opening day is one of my favorite things when it comes to baseball. And tomorrow would have been the Brewers opening day. We all know that that's been canceled for obvious reasons. But I loved opening day because it invoked a sense of hope for baseball. And it was the coming of spring. It was tailgating with family and friends. And it was the hope that the Brewers would be in the playoffs and ultimately the World Series. So that's never happened, but maybe this year when we eventually kick it off. But we can all use a little bit of hope right now in the world. And as I mentioned, we hope that we can just bring a smile to your face over the next 8 weeks. And hopefully you learn something. We think you will. A little bit about the Zoom that you're on. So you can ask questions on the bottom. You can raise your hand, you can type a question. We're going to be doing a Q&A at the end. So type your question. We've got a moderator in the back, and he'll be talking about your questions to JP when we get to that point. Rhino Toolhouse. So who are we? What do we do? We are a collection of the best distributors in North America, and we came together in September of 2018 to form Rhino Toolhouse. And with that, we're super excited that the products that we talk to you about during the next 8 weeks are things that we can implement in your factories immediately. We have the wherewithal and the talent to make an impact on your factory floor immediately. Normally, we do these demos live. So we've got 65 sales engineers, 10 application engineers like JP, and we go out to your factories and we do lunch and learns, or we're on your floor and we're looking at applications, and then we're implementing the things that we're going to talk about. So today we're kicking it off, opening day. We're talking about the Doosan collaborative robot. So we've got a good demo. We've got some accessories that we can implement with a cobot. A cobot is a collaborative robot. I think a lot of you know that, but very, very popular. And we've seen a tremendous amount of buy-in to this product, and that's why we're excited about it. So I am going to turn it over to JP, who knows a lot more about this product than I do. And we're going to practice some good hygiene. I'm going to put this microphone down, and he's going to pick it up and clean it off. So also, oops, dropped the microphone. If you can still hear me, we do have some giveaways. So we're going to randomly draw, I think it's 3 or 4 names. We've got this isolated or insulated coffee mug, which is great. We've got some really nice baseball hats. So we will let you know if you won. We'll do this drawing later on today. And JP, you ready to go?
Yep. Can everyone hear me? Good afternoon, everybody. My name is JP. I'm the product manager for the Doosan product for Rhino Toolhouse. Just a little bit about our agenda here. We'll do a brief Doosan overview, and then we'll go into some key product features. We'll do a live demo, and then we'll go into a question and answer. Before I get started, I'd like to share a little success story with you guys. A few months ago, we were invited to a major automotive manufacturing facility. They wanted us to do a demo, bring a demo, but they also wanted to compare it with their current cobots that they had in-house and to some other cobots that they were interested in. The demo went great. After the demo, they had asked us to keep it there on a 2-week trial. We did that. After the 2 weeks, we got some amazing news that we were awarded the project. And since then, we've had over a half a dozen projects that have been awarded to us throughout a couple different facilities. So very excited about it. A little bit about Doosan. Doosan is a South Korean company. They have an annual revenue of over $200 billion a year. Within that organization, they have Doosan Robotics. They do manufacturing of construction equipment, machining centers, and in drones as well. Going into the Doosan product itself, we have up to 4 different models that are available to us, with one model being the highest of 15 kilograms. The longest reach we have is 1700 millimeters, which is right around 65 inches. We also have the ability to do, this is a stain resistant model, so it's the navy blue color, but we could also do the bright shiny white as well. Between the two blue or I should say navy and the white models, those are just cosmetic issues, cosmetic differences. There's absolutely no performance differences between the two. So, you know, us at the Rhino Tool House, we looked at several different manufacturers, and we decided to go with Doosan based off of these key features that I'm gonna kind of walk you through at this point. The first key feature is what's called a direct teach unit. This is a series of 5 buttons that is located on top of joint 5. What this does is it allows us, this first button will allow us to move in all axes, in all different directions. However, sometimes I might not want to do that. So button number 2 allows me to move only Z while maintaining X and Y. Button 3 allows me to move X and Y, but holding Z. And then the 4th and 5th button that you see here allows me to add a waypoint and then train a waypoint. So I don't have to keep going back to my pendant to teach a point. I can do everything right here with 2 hands without the pendant. So the second key feature I'd like to touch on is what makes Doosan different than others is we actually have a torque sensor in each one of the 6 joints. Why is that important? That allows us to maintain a force accuracy of plus or minus 2 newtons. And where that would be used out in the field is maybe a buffing application, a sanding application, where I need consistent force, maintaining different contours. Another key feature that differs Doosan from others is, yes, it is a collaborative robot, but we can make it into an industrial robot. So I can actually split the working plane up into 4 different segments, and I can dedicate each one of those segments to either run an industrial speed or collaborative speed. And an example of that would be like a dial machine. If you have an operator standing there unloading and unloading, but everything is caged in the background, we can run at industrial speeds. But then we can also train where that operator, you know, might have a hand, a finger, an arm. That zone would be dedicated as collaborative. So as the arm starts moving into that zone, it's going to slow down and it's going to go into collaborative mode. And then as far as I/O and communication, within the Doosan brand, we have 6 available inputs and outputs and supply voltage on the flange between these 2 plugs. We have 16 available on the controller itself. Also, we have 2 analog. And then as far as Ethernet communications, we can talk to the robot through Modbus, through Profibus, through Ethernet IP, and through TCP IP connection. So at this point, I think I'd like to start with the live demo. Within this live demo, we have a Cognex camera, 7000 series that we've integrated. We also have a Robotique 2-finger gripper. We're not limited to Cognex. We're not limited to Robotique. We could go with a Schmalz. We could go with a shunt gripper. We could go with a 2-finger, 3-finger vacuum gripper. We even have 5-finger grippers out there. We also have custom grippers as well. These are just some of the examples that we have. And we can also do a pneumatic gripper as well. So with this live demo, we talked about the Cognex camera being mounted. We've got the 2-finger gripper. Basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna move the arm into position. It's gonna take an inspection of the circuit board. And then based off of, you know, those features, whether if it passed or failed, it's gonna put it in the appropriate bin. So for this demo, we actually have, on purpose, we have a good circuit board and we have a bad circuit board. So I'm gonna just go ahead and hit this button to start the demo. Like I said, it's gonna move into place. It's gonna do an inspection. Notice, you know, we've got a stack light. We also have our live results that will change on our computer screen as well. So here we're coming over, we're doing an inspection. Based off of that inspection criteria, this one passed. So it's gonna bring it over into the blue bin. So here we'll run the second one. Here it's gonna bring it around, put it in the red bin. And that completes our live demo. So in conclusions, in closing, I should say, common applications that we have done out in the field so far is inspection is very popular, paint prep, buffing, deburring, machine tending, palletizing, dispensing, and torquing. And one thing that I did not cover, you know, what is a collaborative robot? A collaborative robot is a robot that can, with reduced speeds, it can work next to a human. If it comes in contact with a human, it's gonna stop. And we can demonstrate that. So if I come in contact with it, it's going to stop. But I think at this point, we'll open up the questions. Does anybody have any questions they would like to ask? There's a chat box on the bottom that you can select and type in a message, and we can answer it. JP, one of the questions is, what is the maximum torque that this arm is rated for? It's rated for 45 newton meters based on the joint. However, we have, you know, if we're installing a torque tool on this, there's a couple different ways that we could, if we have higher torques than that. We could use an electronic pulse tool to kind of keep that high threshold hold value off the joint.
How fast can the arm move in collaborative versus industrial? What is the difference between the two models?
So collaborative speed would be 250 millimeters per second or less. Industrial mode, we can go all the way up to 2,000 millimeters per second. However, once again, if you're in industrial mode, we would need that added safety, whether if it's a safety fence, a safety scan, a laser scanner. And then the differences in the models. So the first model, we have a 6 kilogram with a 900 millimeter reach. We have a 15 kilogram with a 900 millimeter reach. We have a 6 kilogram with a 1700 millimeter reach. And then we have a 10 kilogram with a 1300 millimeter reach. And then we also carry some accessories as well. So some of those accessories that Doosan offers is we do have a mobile cart that the arm will get bolted onto. And it's got leveling feet on it, so you can definitely push it up to a machine. And if that machine's not running 24/7, it can go in a different area and get repurposed. We also have water jacket accessories. So those water jacket accessories would just be basically a waterproof sleeve that goes around the robot to protect dust, any kind of welding, dusty environments, maybe machine coolant. It'll help protect that.
What are the most common applications you see used with this arm?
Like I said, inspections are huge, torque tooling, and just normal pick and place.
Are the tools or attachments interchangeable?
They can be. So we do have quick change options.
Does the robot need to be fixed mounted or can it be mounted on a movable cart?
It can be mounted on a movable cart. We would just need to add some safety. So it's pretty popular to put these on AGVs. But like I said, you need that extra safety scanner.
Well, I
That's
don't know what
okay.
it's like.
That's all right. Thank you.
Hey, thank you.
You're
Appreciate it.
welcome. No problem. Have-
Run multiple parts.
As far as programs, yes. We've got the ability to store several hundred programs. And the way that we run those programs could be many different ways. We could have, sensors set up. We could be talking to an ERP system. We could talk to, we could barcode scan a barcode. We could also even talk to, if we're machine tending a machining center, we can talk direct with that machining center and tell it what part it's actually running.
What is the price comparison with UR?
So you're looking at probably ballpark between, depending on the model, but for this live demo purposes, let's compare the UR10E and then the M1013, which is the 10 kilogram, 1300 millimeter reach. You're looking at anywhere between $8,000 and $10,000 difference. We're cheaper.
What is the largest version and how much torque can it handle?
So the largest version is a 15 kilogram payload. And once again, we're at the 45 newton meter per torque.
Does this robot or any others offer paint capabilities?
Excuse me, can you repeat it?
Does this robot that you offer or any others capable of paint applications?
Yes, so these are, we have industrial as well, but these can be used for paint.
I'm sorry, I'm going to repeat the question. Does the robot that you offer here work with painting applications?
Okay, so the question was, does this robot actually work with painting applications? Yes, it does. We're more than capable of painting with this arm and the 3 other models that are available.
Doing inspections,
are you using machine vision?
So the question was, while doing inspections, are we using machine vision? Some customers do, some customers don't. In this case, this live demo we are doing. But as far as machine tending, it all depends as well. Is that part in the same location every time? If it's not fixtured and not in the same location every time, then yes, we need to do machine vision for tracking purposes. So we can tell a robot where that part is in space so we can pick it up.
How do you go about calibrating the torque tools?
So the question was, how do we go about calibrating the torque tools that are connected to the Doosan? So the calibration really wouldn't be, you know, as far as the calibrating the tool and the controller, that procedure does not change. We're still going to put a transducer, and we're going to verify, check, and verify torque. It gets calibrated the same way. I've also seen other customers write a special calibration program where we actually move the tool in position and run the tool and check it that way. But multiple different ways we could do that.
How does it react?
So the question was, how does it react to, was it coolant flood? Flood coolant and machining operations. Like I said before, we've got a water jacket that would protect the robot. The robot itself is an IP54 rating, so mostly dust and particulates. That's why we have a water jacket option that fits. It's basically a sleeve that fits over the entire arm that will help increase that IP rating. And so machine coolant and mist and stuff like that, dusty environments, welding environments is not an issue. One other thing that I will mention now that I thought about it is these are maintenance-free joints. So once we install this in your place, there's no PMs that have to be done. There's no greasing. There's no seals that have to be replaced. These are all warranted for 35,000 hours, which is equivalent to about 5 to 6 years of continuous running.
Can the robot accept pass-fail criteria?
Absolutely. And that's what we're trying to mock here. So the question was, can the robot accept a pass-fail criteria from an external testing source? Yes, and that's what we're trying to show on this demo. So, you know, we came into and hovered a bunch above our fixture. We took a picture of that circuit board, and then we relayed those results back to the robot. And that's how the robot knew what bin to pick them in. So we could do that through Ethernet communication. We could do that through discrete I/O as well.
Can you talk more about the programming process?
So the question was, can you talk more about the program? So basically, how do you program it? In this case, we've got a couple different options on how we can program it. This is all Python based, so we can use Python. We can use our laptop software. We can use a third-party software like RoboDK, or we can basically use what's on the pendant. We can program everything on the pendant. It's all sequential based, and we can add subroutines.
right. Again, for those of you maybe that were logging in when we started this, I'm Chip Paulson. I want to thank you for attending our opening day. We hope that we have brought, we hope that we brought a little bit of happiness to your day and some education. Great questions on the other end. We're doing this again tomorrow, and another product, which is Cellcore, a newer technology DC tool from Cleco. And it's not gonna be me every day, which is lucky for you guys, although I'm pretty sure I look 10 pounds smarter on camera. That's a fact. But we've got a bunch of our other sales engineers and apps engineers that are going to be doing the demos. Tomorrow is Ryan and Colin. Then after that, we've got Intelligent Lift Assists with Scott Jansen. So we're gonna be showcasing a number of these great products. I hope you tune in. And I guess there's another question maybe.
Rated intrinsically safe, explosion proof. Who is the NRL that provided the rating?
The question is it explosion proof, intrinsically safe?
Don't know that offhand.
We don't, I guess we'll get back to you on that if you want to mark that one. Okay, good deal. So again, available from Rhino Toolhouse. We're located all throughout the country, multiple office locations. So even in a COVID-19 epidemic, pandemic, we can support you. If one of our offices is closed, we can support you in another one. As I opened up, please be safe. We're thinking about you. And we will get through this as a country. We know that. But in the meantime, hopefully we'll see you again. So thanks a lot.